Very good morning, students. Welcome back to the online class. And today we are continuing with the last class. It was lesson number 10 in the social part. It was page number 309. Forest and the wildlife. The snow of India. Forest and the wildlife of India. About forest we have learned and the different types of forest. It was two different types of forest. We have learned tropical evergreen forest and tropical deciduous forest. Another three where you have written in your rough notes, yes, no, and others you all are having your textbooks. The next remaining three are tropical thorn forest, tidal forest and mountain forest. These are the another three forests which we have to learn now. Okay, I'll start with the tropical thorn forest. See, what is this? Tropical thorn forests are found in dry areas with scanty rainfall. These tropical thorn forests are found in dry areas with scanty rainfall. Here there is more rainfall. It is found in dry areas with scanty rainfall. The rainfall is very less, so the place is very dry there. In India, these forests are found in areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. In India, where we can see this forest? In the areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Here we can see this forest. It is tropical thorn forest. This is the third type, tropical thorn forest. And next was what? It was tidal forest. And lastly was the mountain forest. Okay. This tropical forest where we can see in the areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Here we can see this tropical thorn forest. This forest, how it is found in dry areas and very less rainfall areas. The trees and shrubs have long roots here, sharp thorns and small leaves. Here the trees which they grow, the shrubs have long roots. The trees and also shrubs have long roots because why? It absorbs the water from the underground. From the underground water, it absorbs the water, these long roots and the sharp thorns and small leaves. Okay, these are the special features of these trees. These trees can survive without water for long periods. These trees can survive without water for a long period because why? It have the long roots, and the sharp thorns and small leaves. It absorbs more water and it stores in its stem. In the cactus, we have learnt stem how it is. We have learnt it stores all the water in its stem. The plants remain leafless for most part of the year. These plants remain leafless for the most part of the year. Babul, ber, kikar and neem are the main trees of these forests. The main trees of these forests, which are those? Babul tree, ber, kikar and neem. These are the main trees of these tropical thorn forest. Next is tidal forest. These tidal forests are also known as mangrove forest. Tidal forests are also known as mangrove forest. They are found in the deltas of rivers or the areas flooded by sea. They are found in the deltas of rivers. They are found in the deltas of rivers or the areas flooded by sea water. Where we can see these trees, this forest? In the deltas of rivers or the areas flooded by sea water. In the delta, we have learnt about mangrove tree. You all can remember, yes, no? You all are thinking that this mangrove tree we have heard somewhere. It was in the types of trees, Sundarban trees. Yes, no, we have learnt. In the Ganga Brahmaputra delta, we can see that Sundarban trees, mangrove trees, and it has the breathing roots. The roots are coming out of the soil. Yes, no? You all can remember now. You all got it, right? These mangrove forests, they are found in the deltas of rivers or the areas flooded by sea water. These forests grow in both fresh and salt water. These forests grow in both the fresh water and as well as salt water. In India, they are found in lagoons in Kerala and in the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. Yes, in the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta, we all know. Yes, no, mangrove trees are there. And in the lagoons in Kerala, they are found also in the lagoons in Kerala, where we have learned in the coastal plains. In that chapter, we have learned about these lagoons in the Western Ghats and coastal plains. We have learned about this lagoons, yes, no, in Kerala. In these places, these forests we can see. A tree named Sundari grows in the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. A tree which is also named as Sundari tree. It is also grown in Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. This tree, it is grown in Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. The wood of this tree is used to make boats. The wood of this tree is used to make boats. This tree has given the name Sundarbans to this area. This Sundari tree, because of this Sundari tree, that place, that area, the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra Delta, that place is named as Sundarbans. Okay, and now next is mountain forest. Mountain forests are also called coniferous forest. These mountain forests are also called as coniferous forest. These are found in the mountain regions. These mountains are found in mountain regions. In India, they are found on the slopes of the Himalayas. In India, they are found on the slopes of the Himalayas and the Nilgiris. In India, where we can see? In India, we can see these trees in the slopes of the Himalayas and the Nilgiris, these forests, where it is in the slopes of the Himalayas and the Nilgiris. The trees found in these forests are tall. The trees which are found in these forests are very tall, evergreen, and have needle-shaped leaves so that snow does not collect on them. Yes, in the northern mountains, we have learnt about this. This tree is snow. It is very tall and it is cone-shaped and the leaves are needle-like so that the snow is not sitting on the leaves. It sloped down the snows. It sloped down the snow. The main trees in these forests are chir, deodar, fir, pine and chinar. These are the main trees found in this mountain forest. It is chir, deodar, fir, pine and chinar. In the Nilgiris, these forests are known as sholas. In the Nilgiris, these forests are known as sholas. Okay, this was about forest, tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical evergreen forest. There are three types of trees grown there. Is no tall trees, short trees, and even shrubs. So that all the trees own shed their leaves in the same season. So it is whole year it is in green in color itself. And the tropical deciduous forest, it is divided into two deciduous forests, two types. It is moist deciduous forest and dry deciduous forest based on the rainfall how it is received. Yes, no. And the tropical thorn forest, it is found in the desert areas. Yes, and tidal forest. These trees which we can see this in the Ganga Brahmaputra delta where the where the deltas of rivers are found and the areas are flooded by sea water. In these places, we can see this tidal forest and mountain forest. This forest we can see they are found only in the mountain regions. Okay, and now conservation of forest. How to conserve the forest? We have read the importance of forest for us and our environment. Now we have read the importance of the forest for us and also for the environment, how important it is to maintain the ecological balance. Yes, no, we have learned. Our government has started many afforestation programs. Our government has also started many afforestation programs. The urban forestry looks after the management of planting trees on roadside and parks. Rural forestry looks after agroforestry and community forestry. The urban forestry looks after the management of planting trees. The urban forestry looks after the management of planting trees on the roadsides and on the parks. This urban forestry, it looks after the management of planting trees on roadside and as well as in the parks. The rural forestry looks after agroforestry and community forestry. This rural forestry looks after the agroforestry and the community forestry. Okay, the Environment Day is celebrated on 5th June every year to spread awareness among the people to save trees. Environment Day, it is celebrated on 5th June of every year to spread awareness among the people to save trees. The Chipko movement was started in 1974 by the villagers of Uttarakhand to prevent deforestation. The Chipko movement was started in 1974. The Chipko movement is the villagers, they fought to not to cut the trees. The villagers of Uttarakhand, they fought to not to cut the trees, to prevent cutting down the trees. It is cutting down of the trees is called as deforestation. Growing the plants is called as afforestation. Okay, they fought to not to cut down the trees. The villagers of Uttarakhand in the year 1974. This movement was led by Sundarlal Bahuguna. This movement was led by Sundarlal Bahuguna. The villagers prevented the cutting down of trees by putting their arms around the trees. The villagers, how they prevented the cutting down of trees? By hugging the trees, by putting their arms around the trees. Okay, they hugged the trees and they told not to cut down the trees. By this, the forest, they prevented the deforestation. Now next is wildlife and preservation of animal species. The diversity of environment in India is the main reason for the varied species of wildlife. The diversity of environment in India, the diversity of environment in India is the main reason for the varied species of wildlife. The diversity of environment, in India is the main reason for the varied species of wildlife. Yes, no? All the trees we are cutting down. Where is the home for wildlife? Wildlife, the wild animals, where it lives? In our homes, we'll bring and keep them in our homes. No, it also needs home, right? It also needs shelter, food, everything. Where it grows, where it stays, in the forest. If we are cutting down the trees, if we are cutting down the forest, where it lives. So these wild animals are also becoming extinct because of this cutting down of forest. Unfortunately, deforestation and unchecked hunting has created threats to the wildlife. Unfortunately, deforestation and also unchecked hunting is also has also created a threat to the wildlife. To protect wildlife, the government has set up 92 national parks to protect the wildlife, to protect the wild animals. The government has set 92 national parks, 492 wildlife sanctuaries, and 4 biosphere reserves. Some of them are Corbett National Park, Kanha National Park, Gir Wildlife Sanctuary, Nanda Devi and Sundarban Biosphere Reserve. And these are the sanctuaries, national parks and biosphere reserves which the government has set up to prevent the animals, to give shelter for the animals. Okay, and this is what we have learned in our last chapter, the wildlife and the forest and the wildlife of India. And I hope you all have understood about this. I'll stop my class here. By this, your EVS full semester 1 is over. Okay, your semester 1 textbook, what you're having, all chapters, EVS, all chapters is over. This is the 17th chapter in your classwork. You have to complete this lesson and bring for the correction. Okay, today also no homework. Better you complete the classwork. Sit and think it as a homework and sit and complete the classwork. Okay, complete all 17 chapters. By next, when you come for the correction, I need all your 17 chapters completed. Understood? And read the textbook. Those who don't have the textbook, read what you have noted down in your rough notebook. Okay, thank you, students.